Alrighty, I can announce that officially we have closed the old United Hospital Center. The last patients have been moved and arrived, and everyone is in bed, everyone is fine. There was no one in the emergency department at the old hospital, nobody having any babies, nobody in surgery, nobody in the cath labs, and nobody in the diagnostic departments. So we are officially closed at the old hospital. We are way ahead of schedule, you may have noticed. We had planned on moving more like 175 patients, but we didn't really know how low the census would get, so it did drop to about 100. So, and we also moved quicker than we thought. We had no real problems of any kind. I've been greeting the patients all morning, and I have to tell you, they've been jovial and kidding around with me and seem to be joining in on the fun. In fact, I thought they were having a lot more fun than I was. But they're all here safely. I want to give credit to my staff and also to the EMS and police locally. Everyone has worked very hard. Everyone got up real early. Everyone's practices this on weekends, and I particularly want to give credit to my staff. This is very hard on them. They've been working really hard, particularly the last couple of weeks, because we've been swiping all their stuff while they're trying to work back there. So everything's been in motion. It's very difficult on nursing staff because they're very patient focused and they've been concentrating on giving good care. And so we're very glad to be over here now and be in the new hospital so we can focus on giving good patient care and being in one hospital. So at this point, I'll just take any questions. Not all at once.
How many times did the individual ambulances have to go through in total then?
Okay, we had about, I have to do the math here for you. We had about 27 ambulances. This is the chief financial officer, so I think he should answer this one. We had 101 patients, divided by 27 is 4. So we basically made very close, about 4 round trips. We thought, of course, we'd be doing more. We didn't think it would go this fast or this smooth. But again, that's a testament to the planners, to the team that's been working on this. If you plan well, then it goes well. If you don't plan well, then generally it goes harder. So,
how many total patients did you say that was?
About 101 patients we moved, yes.
Was anyone discharged this morning before
Yes.
we started? Do you know approximately how many people?
Oh, I don't know the exact number. We can get that for you later, but I'm going to guess it was around 10.
Do you have any people admitted for any emergencies to either the old hospital or the new hospital today?
Not to the old hospital, to the new hospital. We did have patients on both ends that needed to be admitted, and they were admitted here.
Do you know about how many?
About 5 so far. We'll have more. At our size, we'll be ramping up now throughout this evening, and we'll get very busy tomorrow.
I have a question about the planning. When you guys kind of came up with this whole system, did you model it after any other hospital moves, or is this something you all just kind of came up with on your own?
I'd like to take credit that I could actually think of something this intelligent, but I can't. We do what most hospitals do. We go to other hospitals. We have been working on the plans for 3 years. I've had at least 2 people working on this full-time for 2 years. The planning team visited at least 4 hospitals. Some in the area like Cumberland, Maryland recently, and some others. Reed Memorial in Richmond, Indiana, it's not too far away. I visited Centera Hospital when they moved in Norfolk. We visited one in Michigan. I didn't. The other team did. And in Virginia, where James Madison University is, what's the name of that town?
Rockingham.
Yeah, what's the name of that town?
Harrisonburg.
Yeah, Harrisonburg, Harrisonburg, Virginia. We visited all those hospitals when they moved. And we've been working with a number of hospitals, and we're doing the same thing. We had, I believe, 3 hospitals here today with their teams who have been observing throughout the day, and actually for a number of days. And we're giving them everything. We're giving them all our planning materials, going through everything so that they'll be successful. And generally hospitals in the country do that. This is fairly rare. It only occurs maybe on average 10 to 15 times a year. So hospitals tend to help each other.
Now, can you compare the efficiency of this move versus some of the others that you observed?
I would say very close to a couple. A couple others we saw didn't go quite as smooth. And that actually was why we visited, because you could pick up why it didn't go so smoothly. One, for example, the way they managed the movement of the patients in the stretchers, in the ambulances and on both ends, their patients would get clogged up. And so we figured out what they were doing compared to the other ones where that wasn't happening, and then we built that in our system so that a patient would never, be in a hallway waiting. You don't want that. Once you move them, you want it to keep going. You want it to keep going very quickly.
Were the patients calm this morning when you were getting everyone ready, or were they nervous to go and move?
No, I was nervous, but the patients weren't. That's what amazed me. Well, I've been greeting the patients, and I've been giving them a little gift from the hospital, and most of them have been, when I ask them, when I apologize for the move, they kind of wonder why I'm apologizing. They're jovial and seem to be in good spirits, and I didn't have one patient complain to me. I hadn't seen all of them yet, but patients are kind of, I think, got into the swing of it. I think the other thing I'm noticing is when they get over here, they're loving the room and the views and the whole thing. So I think they can see it was worthwhile.
Bruce, since the move went so well, tell us a little bit about the mock trials that you guys did. How, to scale, what were they like? I mean, you moved 10.
Well, the first time, Jeff, we moved how many? 5. And we went real slow just to work out our systems. The second weekend that we trialed it, we moved 20 fake patients, staff people or patients. And we did that long enough so that we could get our rhythm and know that we had it the way we wanted it to go. And that's what we've been advising the other hospitals. You absolutely have to practice to make sure that your system works. And then it did. Actually went quicker than before.
Did the number of, obviously the number of patients affected that, but were you guys low in census as far as like critical care patients? I would think that there's more time involved in moving.
Yes. We have special need patients that we know they've been working on that for 2 days to make sure that every patient with special needs, no matter what that is, a ventilator, critical, unstable, whatever, was identified and given the care they needed. And you're right, John. We were actually kind of lucky because we really had a low number, lower than we expected. We didn't have anybody on a ventilator, for example, when we transferred, and that made it go easier too.
As far as, I know you had some backups, mechanics on duty, extra ambulances, things like that. As far as you know, were there any issues with any mechanical breakdowns, anything like that that slowed the process?
One of the things we did, we picked this up from some other hospitals, which is really important, is all your main vendors on all your technology. For example, Philips with the monitoring system, Hillrom with the nurse call system and the beds, Otis elevator is here, Toshiba and General Electric with a lot of the x-ray equipment, and the list goes on and on. All those vendors are here and on the floors. A lot of them will be here throughout the week. And that way, if a nurse can't remember how to use the monitor or has got a confusion point, because as you know, all these are digital, and they, you have to relearn them.